Foreign direct investment, Japan or Germany. Prepared by Brian Chapisoni and Jonathan Holmes. As a fictitious company, we have elected to select Sinlube Synthetics, a subsidiary of Cherokee Oil Company Incorporated. Sinlube Synthetics, with refineries in California and Iran, is focusing on developing a synthetic line of lubricants to incorporate into its production line, with specific interest in synthetic oil research and development and production for lubricants designed for diesel motors. Sinlube Synthetics has elected to focus on Germany and Japan as possible locations to construct its research facility and production plant. Sinlube Synthetics has selected these countries due to their successful history in the automotive industry and educated workforce. As part of this search, Sinlube Synthetics is seeking a country located in a stable economic region, offerings of significant incentive programs with an existing supply chain that will not be overburdened by the demands of our company. Loss protects our intellectual property, and with limited to no trade barriers. We will summarize the profiles of both Germany and Japan, drawing specific attention to the identity, countries' foreign direct investment policies, and current corporate tax structure. Germany and Japan are global competitors. Germany is fifth in global competitiveness. However, there are currently some concerns about their institutions and infrastructure. Germany is recovering from an economy downturn, which was in part due to imposing a minimum wage, which may have set the stage for minor inflation. Also, Germany is suffering from the loss of human capital as a result of brain drain. Japan is ninth in global competitiveness, an increase of 1% during the last year. Japan's GNP decreased to 521,505 billion yen in the second quarter of 2014 from 528,000 billion, down 2%. Its GDP was estimated at 5.007 trillion yen, down 1.7% during the second quarter of 2014. Japan blames a devastating earthquake and tsunamis in 2001 for an annualized GDP decline of 6.8% since 2011. In efforts to raise government's revenue and reduce public debt, Japan has elected to raise consumption tax from 5% to 10% by 2015. Germany's 2013 per capita income was estimated at $38,291. The GDP per capita is equivalent to 309% of the world's average. This most recent number is actually the highest recorded for Germany, according to the World Bank. Germany's average annual income is currently at $30,721, and the household disposable income has risen by 0.7%. Japan's 2013 per capita income was estimated at $46,140, down 4% since 2012. Despite the wage hikes following major firms' improved earnings and weakening of the yen against the US dollar, Japan's net income has declined. Germany's consumer confidence was at 8.9 points in August, but is actually expected to fall for the month of August, which will be the first step back since February of 2013. The reason for the drop is because of the situations that may have been unfolding in surrounding countries, including the Baltic area, as well as the ongoing Middle East hostilities. Japan's consumer confidence has increased to 41.50 in July of 2014 from 41.1 in June of 2014, an increase of 1%. December 1988 recorded an all-time high of 50.8, while July of 2009 recorded an annual all-time low of 27.4. Germany's unemployment rate is at 4.9%, down from a previous month at 5%, which has come down for the second consecutive month. Japan's unemployment rate is at 3.7%, compared to a 3.5% last month and a 3.9% last year. This is higher than the long-term average of 2.7%. Germany has long been the strongest economically in Europe and consistently in the top 5 for the world as a whole. Germany's number one import is oil. Germany's number one export is machinery. Japan is the 5th largest importer and exporter in the world, with the top 5 exports accounting for 79% of the overall value of its global shipment. Japan's number one import is also oil. Japan's number one export are vehicles. Germany offers cash incentives or in the form of non-repayable grants. based on investment cost and assume wage costs with up to 30% of eligible expenditures for large enterprises and 40% for medium-sized enterprises. Credit programs offered are loans, which are at or below interest rate from the Bank of Reconstruction, recruitment support of 800 local job centers, including free services, training, wage subsidies, and on-the-job training incentives are available. Japan is the world's second economic power, with purchasing power being one on the highest in the world. Their technology is modern and integrative. Therefore, they have substantial means to support education and research and development. The business climate is favorable. However, Japan continues to restrain economic growth, restrict competition, and increase costs of doing business. Japan continues to have all the smallest inflow of foreign direct investment. Japan is still recovering from the devastating earthquake and tsunamis in response to raise government revenue and reduce public debt. Japan has elected to raise consumption tax from 5% to 10% by 2015. However, in June of 2014, lowered the corporate tax rate to 30%. Although Japan lowered corporate tax obligations, it remains one of the highest corporate tax rates among developed economies. We found no evidence of additional offerings for foreign direct investment. Based on our findings, Germany would be the primary location for our research and production plant, more specifically East Germany or Berlin. Germany is a global competitor with a strong infrastructure. However, with an unemployment rate 1.2% higher than Japan, per capita income estimated at 20% lower than Japan, it is suffering loss of human capital. Consumer confidence of 32.6 points less than Japan. In contrast, as part of the European Union, the confidence in the banking system is high. The incentive offerings from the European Union, which includes cash grants, tax incentives, and credits for investment in its eastern states, and the comprehensive package, including cash research and development incentives, interest-reduced loans and public entities to foreign investors, with offerings in the form of incentives coupled with Germany's historical success in the automotive synthetic lubricant market, we believe this would best fulfill our company's predetermined criteria. Thank you.